Daedrian's heart was a battleground, torn between duty and compassion, between the brutal necessity of his role and the deep-seated wish to alter the course of events. At the last moment, he went to the foolish young handmaiden, one he had taken to warm his bed on many a dreary night. "Why, Taylor, what on earth would make you do this? Don't you see this is your last chance to repent and save your very soul? Wasn't I always kind and sweet to you? What would possess you to do such a foolish thing? Please tell me where the maps and the accords of the Griffin are. Please tell me." Taylor, a striking figure with her long golden blonde hair cascading in soft waves, had a radiant smile that contrasted sharply with the bruises now marring her porcelain-like complexion. Her expressive blue eyes, usually so bright, were clouded with fear and pain. Her face, though still maintaining its delicate angular features and narrow, slightly upturned nose, was marred by bruises and swelling. She tried to speak, but the frog in her throat made her words catch, adding to the desperation of the moment. Her unmistakable oval face, once so refined, now appeared ashen and strained. Her finely shaped eyebrows, normally a gentle arch, were lowered in distress. Her full, well-defined lips with their sought-after prominent cupids, usually so inviting, were now trembling as she attempted to form coherent sentences. Her wrists, delicate and previously unblemished, were now bruised and scabbed, bound tightly and bleeding. As she looked down at her hands, the contrast between her once pristine appearance and her current state was jarring. "They told me that nothing bad would befall me, Daedrian." Who told you that, Taylor? You must tell me now before it's too late." "Daedrian, you remember the old lessons? The ones we learned as children, when they taught us about the lands, the haunted forest, and the ancient pacts? They aren't just stories. It's all real. The Zydarians, they've always had the rightful claim to this forest. And if you'd actually studied your history instead of making eyes at me, you'd know that it is theirs by right, by the blood of their fallen ancestors. You don't even realize the mighty griffins you are so enthralled by are bound to the land itself, not to those that inhabit it. You truly are just a boy, and a foolish one at that." "They said if anything happened, they would be there for me, and that I would live the rest of my days like a true princess. They will come for me. You'll see." The truth of her actions crushed against her, and she shuddered, then crumpled to the ground, crying and wailing. "Here, Taylor, I have something for you. Please take it. It will help with the pain. Please, for yourself. I am sorry. It's too late for you. I can't stop this now. Please tell me, who did you give the plans to?" If you truly understand the pact, you'll understand that it binds them to the land. Together, they were meant to protect the bones buried here, the spirits that the death cult claims wander this hallowed and sacred place. Don't you get it? The fairies have no right to be here, and they shouldn't be desecrating or profaning these ancestral lands. The griffins simply protect whoever brings them the food offerings. It's as simple as that. My family is also old and proud. They owe a life debt to the death cults of Zydaria. The Jingos come to their windows at night demanding payment. It's as simple as that. Surely you of all people should understand. Do you remember the day you met my father, when he released me into your service? Do you remember what he was doing? Of course you don't, you pompous, spoiled brat. If that day had actually meant anything to you, you would have noted that he and his father were collecting their fair pay for the ancient bone relics they sweat for. They aren't just grave diggers and funeral practitioners. They're guardians of the ancient ways, of the stories told in and by the bones. So, you've always been with House Sideria and seen the fabled Jingos themselves, huh? And you never thought to mention this to me? All the while sharing my bed and eating at my table? It is times like these that harden my heart. For I came here to offer sympathies to you in your final moments, but now I see you as you truly are. I only wish I had seen sooner. One among mine is truly a heartless snake woman, nastier than any Gorgon, and to try and frame your so-called friend Martha. Daedryan's already overtaxed mind reeled with the shocking realization of the truth and meaning of her deathbed confession. He paced briskly back and forth before her, pulling at his facial hair. "By the gods, woman, what have you done? You've damned us all, woman! When did you do this?" His thoughts tried to calculate how much time had passed since the day of the theft, and how much time he might still have to send word back to Luxley about the hows and whys. Then another thought overtook the rest. She's a liar, and she is lying again now. Surely she could not know such powerful creatures without him finding out. "Tell me the truth, you devious little wench!" "I never should have told you, you spoiled, pompous bastard." They both said nothing for a long while as he remembered taking her for the first time. She could no longer meet his eyes. "Please, Daedryan, I'm sorry. I never wanted to hurt you. Please, here, take me," she pleaded as she tried pushing down her soiled dress to reveal her bosoms. "Tell them each they can take me as many times as they would like. Just tell the others I died as a result and I can just run away. Please, no one will ever know, I swear it. Or draw your dagger and put it through my heart." "Daedryan, don't let them rip me apart. Please, just end my life here and now in your arms." She pleaded to be held one last time, then descended into unintelligible hysterics.